thank you again once more. Welcome once again to the program. It is still Daybreak Africa, and right about now we are on to our music segment. And with us in the house we have Adeyemi Taiwo. He's a guest artist. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome. Good to have you here.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about you, so let's hear a tune from you.
Ojúmọ́ òní ṣe mọ́, Ọlọ́run mi mo gbé ọ̀gá. Ojúmọ́ òní ṣe mọ́, Ọlọ́run mi mo gbé ọ̀gá. You are worthy of my praise. 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 Ojúmọ́ òní ṣe mọ́, Ọlọ́run mi mo gbé ọ̀gá. Àwọn ọ̀run sọ̀rọ̀ ògo Ọlọ́run, òfurufú fi iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ rẹ̀ hàn. Ọjọ́ dé ọjọ́ ń fọhùn jáde, ìró wọn la gbogbo ayé já. Ọjọ́ dé ọjọ́ ń fọhùn jáde, ìró wọn la gbogbo ayé já. You are worthy of my praise. 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 I lift you up. You are worthy. You are worthy of my praise. Oh, you are worthy of my praise. Yeah, you are worthy of my praise. Ojúmọ́ òní ṣe mọ́, Ọlọ́run mi mo gbé ọ̀gá. Ojúmọ́ òní ṣe mọ́, Ọlọ́run mi mo gbé ọ̀gá. You are worthy of my praise. 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 Ojúmọ́ òní ṣe mọ́, Ọlọ́run mi mo gbé ọ̀gá.
Wow, I think I have to applaud that myself.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, very amazing. So when did you start music?
I've been singing right from when I was very small.
Wow.
You know, I sing all kinds of songs then. I didn't know that I would eventually come along that to live on. So I've sang Fuji, I've sang Juju, I've done Jiwere, as what we call Jiwere when we're in village.
I know Jiwere, yeah, I know the
you know
Jiwere
it, so I've done all that when I was in village and all that. So I grew up with that until 2005 when God made me to see that this is what you have to do. So properly I've been on it since 2005. That's 15 years ago.
15 years ago. Wow, 15 years in music.
That's a whole lot.
So how's the journey been from 15 years?
It has been ups and downs. It has been different challenges and all that. Actually, I was not seeing it as what I have to face in the first place, because I wanted to be a medical personnel. I wanted to be a medical doctor, and I was just set to pursue that
career. Yeah.
So that career. So I've been doing that. So, but eventually I ended up becoming a medical lab science personnel. So I studied medical science, but yet when I came out of the college, the medical college, God said, this is what I must do. So I have to just face it fully. I fully faced it since 2012. So the first album came 2013, the second one 2015, the third one 2017. So, and the fourth one 2018, I think. No, the fourth one this year. The fourth one this year. So I've been able to have 4 albums by the grace of God. Actually, it's pure gospel. I sing pure gospel songs. So, and there have been different challenges like that. You want to talk of challenge on to produce. It has been a serious challenge, and then after producing, another challenge we do have is to get it, you know, going viral, so that it can bless people like that. So it can bless people and all that. So to get it across to the nations, to the world and all that. So that's been another challenge. Then the finance also.
The problem.
So the finance, well, God has actually been faithful. You know, when God asks you to do something, of course you will see that He will back you up. So He has been so much faithful that beyond imaginations and all that. So on different occasions we have challenges: the spiritual, the physical, the financial. So all and all, but I give glory to God that God has been so faithful. God has been so faithful.
Wow. And He always never fails.
Yeah, always never fails.
So when you actually left the medical line and went fully into music, what do you have family? What did they think about? What did they say about this?
It was another chapter on its own, because my mother felt, I'm the first son, and my firstborn of my mother. My mother felt, why did you allow us to send you to school? Especially when we wanted to do the first album. I've not been doing that before, so it was really consuming, spending my time on it. And she was still waiting that I should go for my job and all that time. So, and then when she was tired, she voiced out, as she said, when you know that this is what you wanted to do, why did you allow us to spend money and you going to school? Your younger ones are there and all that. You're just, and by then I've lost my dad, so she was just the only one. Even while I was in school, my dad was no more then. So she ran around and all that to get me sponsored and all that. So, and at the end of this boy is now coming up and saying he will just be singing around and all that. So, you know, they saw it as though this is just a play. You can do it, but not that just an hobby, not that you want to face it fully and all that. So that shouldn't be. So I was married 2012. So she went to my wife and spoke. You know, that one will just bring the matter back to me, to bounce on me. So so that one came too, and then was trying to bounce on me, and I said, look, it's better we just do what God wants us to do. That's where we will find fulfillment. And thank God for the kind of woman God has given to me by mercy. She agreed, and with time, Mama herself saw that, I beg, let's agree. Let this boy be, and just focus on this thing. So, and to God be the glory. She has actually seen it. The siblings have seen it, that thank God we allow this boy to go this way. That God has been so faithful.
It's such a deep story sometimes when you look at the challenges many people face in music. It doesn't just happen to just it doesn't just happen to just the music or the people from the gospel, even those in
when you actually
line,
choose
the
a part of your family, your
Exactly.
parents don't want.
And the problem I see there is that many people don't actually see, though in this age now they are seeing,
They are beginning
to realize what it actually is, because of, we are used to this stereotype: if he doesn't become a doctor, he must become a lawyer, he must become most of these things. So many of people that ends up in the creatives, they sometimes look at them as they are just at the back of society and all that. But looking at it now, you said you used to sing lots of genres of music before you fully focused on the gospel. Now I understand one thing, that generally the music industry can be divided into two majorly. Maybe we have the gospel music and we have the secular.
Exactly.
What people say, but in everything, all the same genres of music still encompasses, because we just use them as a tool to communicate the different styles we want to just make it up. So do you still bring in all those things into your gospel?
And actually, you know, if I had wanted to do it to just show my talents, I could be able to sing all kinds. I could be just to make money, because I would just think of, okay, what is it I can do for people to just dance and then well, you know, it has to be regulated. The one who said this is what I should do insisted that no any extra noise. So you must focus on this and do it. That's where you actually find your fulfillment. It's one thing for one to think that is fulfilled on heart. It's another thing for God to also say you are fulfilled here and I'm also happy. So I have to listen to him at every point in time. How do you want me to do it? Since he was the one that said this is what I should do, so that has made me to concentrate majorly
patterns.
Exactly. So on music, every pattern to be sung is gospel. So that's been gospel by the grace of God. So
majorly, what would you say is your proudest moment so far?
That's
your proudest moment in your career so far, like the highlights of your career, the biggest time where you felt really
that this is God, like I'm so proud of.
That was I think that should be around 2015. That a man of God called me from Lagos. So he said that he just found a track of the song, one of the tracks we have sung from somebody, through somebody, and then they were to have a program. It was a night program, so people were already seated in the congregations. Everybody was waiting for the program to start. So he just felt they should connect the song to the speaker so everybody could hear it. So he said he was surprised that they connected it and the music went on. It was such a very solemn music like that. So the whole congregation, the program have not started. Everywhere just turned, people started to pray, people were actually lifted in the spirit, and they were praying and they were praying. So he said he was very happy. There are still songs like this that can still move people, and then people can be connected with God. People could be happy and they pray, think of heaven and all that. So he was very, very happy, and as he was speaking about that, I felt, because it was actually one of the first album with one of the tracks. So I felt, so
one of the songs you might have forgotten that.
In fact, I even when wanted to do the album, I even wanted to remove the track. This thing, when people listen to it, and then is it not too much even in the album? I was not like, so it could happen like that. The man, in fact, he spoke a lot. He was very happy. He was very happy. So I was looking at it, God, so you could use this thing, and it has gone where I've never been before. Somebody took it and took it there, and then it blessed people's life. So sincerely, I could not forget that day. I was very, very happy because I felt fulfilled. I felt fulfilled. So it was the same track. Sometimes somebody also, a pastor told me that they were listening to it in their room, and then the whole thing just turned to another thing. They began to pray. I know that. I felt this thing. Okay, God, to you be the glory.
Well, that's one thing I just say about music and all that. Many things sometimes happen. But looking at the industry, Sandra was communicating with someone one time, and I said, why is it that most people talk about the fact that there is actually no substantial amount of money to be gained from creatives? That a creative person, music, maybe dramatist, or an actor or something like that, maybe even those that scriptwriters and co, they don't actually have a particular time or a source of income that comes like steady, unless it can just come.
Always has to be a miracle.
Yeah, it has to be a miracle or something. So how have you been able to balance this up, especially in the time when you need finance the most?
Actually, anytime the issue of finance has always been there. It has always been there, but it was with time that I learned that anytime there's a need, the Lord actually, it is not that He could not make the money to be there even before I think of it, but He just wanted me to learn to look up. He wanted me to learn to pray, and so each time I pray, God has been faithful, because the kind of music we produce, you don't think of money that you're expecting that so, but sometimes somebody who have been blessed with this one of the songs and other could just come up and say, Rob, I want to see you, and just give something, and then some people around that you don't just think of. God just made people to surround me by mercy, that sometimes they send things to me and all that. My wife was working before, before Nigeria began to face different challenges.
Yeah, different challenges.
So, and then she has been a good, in fact, she has been the first source of help that God has been using. So, but when all this issue of retrenchment and all that started to happen, so she was also affected. That was in 2016. She was affected, but it was like, how was it going to be? And sincerely, God has been our strength. God has been our source of help. So it will also be there, except if someone is not satisfied. You know, sometimes you want to ask more than what you think you need. God knows what you need. But if, as I am, like I told you 15 years ago, I've been in the industry, and you know, so it has been. You could have looked at people that you started together. That we have been in this ministry together. How are they doing it? How are they doing it? Big cars and houses and all that. And you felt like, God, what is happening? So all those things could make someone to actually.
And once that doubt comes in, you begin to backslide. You don't want to try.
At all. So I have sat down over time and I saw that it is lack of contentment at times that used to make us. If God asks you to do something, this is what you are doing, it will actually meet your needs, not your wants, not what you want, but what you need. He actually knows what you need. So I have learned that anytime He wants us to do something, He will just meet that need. Sometimes maybe we have a production that is worth of a very big amount of money. It will just be the studio man that God will use and say, if you get this, I can do this. I can do it for you.
Many of those things happen sometimes. I don't appreciate it, and it's
so in fact, so God,
thanks so much for all your discussions. But right about now, we're going on a short break. When we are back, we'll take another performance from him. Stay with us.
Ayé ló jẹ́ tirẹ̀.